Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan, Miyazaki Mansai here. Akimashite, omedetou gozaimasu. It means Happy New Year. As such, we went to the local ginger. Not that kind of ginger. It's a shrine to pray for fortune, good luck, health and happiness. Actually, you can choose the kind of omomori badge that you want to represent the things that you want this year. So, Eito and Mia got overall good fortunes for all the different categories, but me? It's time to get loaded, baby. This is for wealth. Bags and bags of wealth. Why not? I could buy one of these ace Japanese players for Liverpool FC, right? Hand on the heart on the badge. Liverpool fan in Japan. I'm actually going to be wearing this today because I found this for incredibly cheap. This is usually 9,800 yen plus tax, which is nearly 70 quid. I found this for 4,400 yen, about £25 on amazon.co.jp. Let's give it a go. Japan Sevens. Rugby Brave Blossoms. Whoa, look at that. Don't know why I went for small, just about fits my hench rugby body. I digress. Okay, today's video is going to be 5 Japanese up-and-coming players or established class players that Liverpool FC should keep their eyes on. But first, I want to give a shout out to some players who you may not have heard of, but was one to keep an eye on. Goto Keisuke-kun, basically, he's just joined Anderlecht. I think he's only literally joined them in the January transfer window. There's a prior agreement with an option to buy. I think he's being tried out in their youth setup, their reserve setup. However, he's one to watch because he is a very, very promising striker. Very, very tall. I think he's represented Japan as well, under 18s. Where he's got 1 goal in 2 appearances. And yeah, I think he's promising. He's tall. He can really grow into his body. He's got good attributes as well. He's one to look out for. I've heard good things about Tanaka Satoshi-san as well. He's a defensive midfielder, up and coming. I think he plays for Belmare. He will take some time to really get established in a role, but he's got some technical attributes that will help distribute the ball around. He's kind of like a young Japanese Andre Trindade from Fluminense. He's one to keep an eye out for sure. Obviously, defensive midfield players take some time to really get a grasp of the game and become that tempo maestro, but he's someone with very interesting profile. He's game intelligent. I think he's one to keep an eye on as well. He's left-footed and he can slot into the centre-back role, so left-sided centre-back, defensive midfield role. Not ready for here and now, so not for Liverpool right now. I think in 2 to 3 years' time, establish himself in the team, maybe get a move to a secondary league in Europe, maybe the Belgium league, maybe the Eredivisie, that kind of path, eventually go into the German Bundesliga, and lo and behold, value for money. Get him while he's hot. Another one is Shibayama Masaya. He plays for Trades Osaka. He is diminutive. He's quite small. He's kind of like Takumi Kubo, right? But he's quite silky, quite skillful, but once again, very small. This kind of player needs to really get used to the physicality. He'll be buffeted and bumped and knocked everywhere, but you've got to have that winning mentality to get up again and drive it. The kind of Ben Doak mentality. We have Ben Doak, so I don't know if we need to look for him. However, he's one to keep an eye on as well. High potential, high kind of exuberance, talented, young. I think he plays kind of right-sided mid. I think he just plays both-sided midfields, but I think he's predominantly right-sided midfielder. We don't really play that in the system, but he's a bright young talent as well. Now here's a name to remember, Matsuki Kuryu-san. He's the number 7 for the Under-20s World Cup in Japan. He scored a cracker with his left foot. He is super, super talented. This is a rising star. This is a wonder kid. And he's got the attributes, the charisma, the talent. Just needs a hard work ethic. I think he plays for FC Tokyo, right? He's a baller. He's very good central midfielder. He can play in the central midfield, attacking midfield, probably both side midfield positions as well. Don't know how good he is defensively, but he's a talent to watch. He's silky. He's a talisman of the team. I think Liverpool should keep the eye out on him. Rising star of the future. He's only 20 years old, right? He's got a few more years of development. You might probably want to pick him up and send him out on loan to a secondary league once again. Belgium league, Eredivisie, Bundesliga, they all make sense to me. But yeah, he's going to be a talent, and he'll end up in Europe. I'm sure this one will end up in Europe. Finally, Kawasaki Sota, right? He plays for the J League, defensive midfielder. He's pretty solid. He's always a good, consistent performer for the J League. Not sure he's quite ready for a Premier League, but he's one to mention as well. I think he might possibly end up at lower league Premier League table side because he is good at covering lines. He's like a younger version of Endo, really, but I don't know, Endo's got the X Factor, he's got the quality X Factor. No, Endo is top notch, as you see already. He's player of the month, you know, he's making it look easy in the Premier League, that transition. Endo-sama, Emperor Endo, what a man. Yeah, Kawasaki, solid, reliable, no frills, good player, defensive midfield, holds the line as well. He could be an option for the small Premier League teams. But let's get into the top 5 recommendations for Liverpool FC to keep an eye on for Japanese up-and-coming rising superstars. The Samurai Blue. Here we go. Number 5, Ito Hiroki-san at Stuttgart. Emperor Endo actually helped Ito settle in at Stuttgart in the Bundesliga as well. He's a left-footed centre-back who can play left-back on occasion, but he's more of a centre-back. Now, the reason why he would actually be really suitable for Liverpool, right? He is great at playing those diagonal balls. The Van Dijk diagonal balls from left to right, over the top, into Salah, into an on-rushing Trent, putting Szoboszlai in behind, putting Nunez in behind. He is really, really good at long field passes. He's not afraid to bring the ball forwards as well. What I'd say is he offers stability. He's aggressive in the tackle. He's quite stable. He's decent in the air. Not fantastic, not super fantastic, but he's decent in the air. But his long diagonals are a weapon that could provide Liverpool with an option to back up for Van Dijk in the left-sided centre-back role. And he can cover for left-back as well. Now, this is a position we need in January, right, to cover the Tsimikas and Robertson injury. However, Japan in the Asia Cup, probably going to go all the way, probably going to win it. I'll probably do a video on it as well. But for the long term, to cover that position, centre-back, left-back, with the ability to ping a diagonal ball, to being solid and stable, and he wouldn't demand a first-team role, which he obviously wouldn't get because Van Dijk is securing that role. He would be a fantastic squad player, right? And Emperor Endo is here too, you know. G him on, encourage him, protect his ass as well. Ito Hiroki-san, definitely one to look at. Bundesliga, easy acclimatization to the team, culture. Endo's there already. He's got some kind of gash or something on his eyebrow, which is very interesting on all of the pictures. I don't know what happened there. I need to look up the story behind it, but I actually like him. He's actually solid for the national team. He doesn't always start for the national team either, but he's a solid player, good player. Hiroki Ito, one to look out for. He's only 24 years old as well. Lots of room to grow, lots of room to really establish himself. He did pick up an injury, I think. He picked up an injury last year, so if I remember rightly, he's a doubt for the Asia Cup. I think he was called. He's in the squad, provisional squad at least, for the Asia Cup. He was out until January or at least 2024, so I don't know when he's going to be fully fit and returning. But that's a good kind of time frame, right? He can sit on the bench for the Asia Cup for the Japan national team as they win the cup. Yay. Come back in, fresh and renewed. Keep an eye out for him. Hopefully he gets back to form. Finishes off the season strongly. And Liverpool in with the summer. Bring him in. Good signing. One to keep an eye on. He wouldn't be too expensive either. But I think he's got like a clause in it. 30 million euros I read somewhere. So it wouldn't be the most expensive signing. It'd be a tactical, strategic signing who knows he wouldn't start but can challenge for a place and be really solid, effective and adaptable. Adaptability and stability. They're the keywords to describe him. Now at number 4, I did want to say Yukinari Sugawara at AZ Alkmaar. Right back, linked to Liverpool. Could be good cover for Trent. Quality, attacking right back. But I don't think we need a right back. I really don't think we need a right back. Trent has nailed that position, absolutely nailed it and mastered it for what Klopp wants to do. Gomez is a brilliant deputy at right back. Brilliant deputy at right back. He could be the starting right back for many a team. His defensive qualities, his speed, his game intelligence, even whipping the ball nowadays and overlapping. Actually, he's better than Trent overlapping. He does it more. But Trent needs to dictate from deeper, right? Connor Bradley, Calvin Ramsey, absolutely solid and stacked in that position. So many players able to play in that position. Curtis Jones even deputised in that position. Captain's armband, right? Well done, Klopp. Get the buy-in. So no, I'm not going to mention Sugawara. I want to say Keito Nakamura at Rem. He was at Lask in our European groups, that team, last Austrian team, right? Keito Nakamura is a very interesting player. Left wing, I think he's 23 years old. He hasn't got so many goal contributions. He's a lot of development. Liverpool were linked with him for cheap. I wanted to loan him back as well, but we couldn't stump up the money to get him. Therefore, he went to Rem. And yeah, he's playing fairly decent. He's a very unique left winger. I think he's kind of like a left-sided Dirk Kuyt. He's got forward-like attributes. He really pressures. He really presses. He's aggressive in the press. He's awesome in the press. He really has high-tempo pressure. And he goes up and down the line as well. He's got really good stamina. And he's a really interesting winger that could develop into a kind of Mitoma in the future. Now, Mitoma, top quality, top lad. We know he's outstanding for Brighton and he's doing it week in, week out, injured at the moment. May even play in the Asia Cup towards the latter stages. Fingers crossed. He could develop into that kind of player. So he's got a good foundation, a good base, linked with Liverpool already. They liked what they saw. I think they sent scouts over to see him. Wouldn't be too expensive playing for Rennes. I don't think they drive too hard bargain. He's got some establishment in Europe already, Austrian League in Lask. I think he'd be a very interesting profile at 23 years old. He wouldn't be a starter, but he'd be first sub or thereabouts to come on for our left winger once we've pinned down that role. It's either Lucho Diaz, Nunez, Jota, whoever, Gakpo, someone out there, but a lot of them are kind of inverted forward to cut inside, whereas he is a proper left winger who could go to the byline or play on in offensive transition in that kind of left side half space as well. And he helps out defenders as well, and he pressures. He's really good at pressuring. So Keito Nakamura, decent option. I don't think he costs more than 20 million, to be honest. It's not bad, out of Liverpool's budget, one for the future. And he always scores for national team. He always scores for national team, no matter when he plays, comes on the sub, whatever. Okay, so Nakamura, they still have the magic touch with the samurai blue. He just always scores for Japan every time he plays. Yeah. Number 3. Takefusa Kubo. Takefusa Kubo. So many comments in my comments for some previous videos. I want Kubo Takefusa. I want Takefusa Kubo. Barcelona wanted Takefusa Kubo. Real Madrid wanted Takefusa Kubo. He's playing well right now, Takefusa Kubo. He's pretty good. He knows he's good. Kubo thinks he's the best. He's such a little Yeah, so there's something to be said when you got that kind of player who's very talented, knows he's talented, he's come to the biggest clubs in the world, signed a big contract, he's going to cost a lot of money. I think Barcelona initially stumped up for him in the youth academies, La Masia, and then there's some kind of FIFA ruling or something. He had to go back to Japan. I think it was FC Tokyo. Eventually, Barcelona wanted him back because his talent shone through and they knew about him, but Real Madrid outbid them. I think they put up the 1 million that was requested. He went to the Real Madrid side. But then something around his work ethic or attitude or self-importance, let's put it like that, didn't quite align himself correctly, and he didn't really have a position at Real Madrid as well, so they sent him off to eventually Real Sociedad, where he is kind of shining at the moment, playing behind the main striker at number 10 or off the right hand side. He's got quality set piece delivery excellent, jinky, amazing dribbling, the Japanese Messi, right? Very ball is glued to his feet, very silky with the ball, attached, takes the man on, wants to be the main man, wants to be the talisman, always giving the ball, usually quite effective as well. And I think Real Madrid sold him for like 6 million euros to Real Sociedad with a 50% next transfer profit revenue due to Real Madrid. So sold him for a cheap price, but any transfer fee will be extortionate because Real Sociedad will want a good return for their young Japanese superstar, and Real Madrid will get 50% of that profit. So in order for it to be worthwhile for Real Sociedad, they'll probably charge a very, very high fee. You're probably looking at least 60 million euros, 70 million euros, I would assume. And as I said, he's not shy about coming forwards, right? I think he got injured. He got injured against Alaves, right? Which makes him a doubt for the Asia Cup. He's called into the squad. The national team, medical team are going to assess him, make sure he's okay. Hopefully he can play a part in Japan's Asia Cup and help them to samurai blue glory. But yeah, once again, when he got injured against Alaves, he said that La Liga referees need to protect him more. Players like him need to be protected because they are the stars of the show, their quality, and they will be targeted. You know, the kind of Neymar, protect me, don't injure me, I need to play, I need to show my ability. And also, I think there's like some controversy with Peru. Like he swapped shirts with a Peru player, one of the Peruvian players from the Serie A league, and then after he swapped shirts, he left that guy's shirt on the field, and later he apologized because he just said he forgot he had it in his hand or something like that. Talented player, questionable overall package mentality. Is he ready for a Klopp kind of team? You know, you need that love, you need that affection, you need to be part of the lads, part of the crew. He's talented, super quality dribbler, effective. He came back to haunt Real Madrid as well, got 2 quality assists in 1 match. Yeah, will Klopp want this kind of player in his squad? I think he's a good boy, but he's done some really questionable acts. Now, I like Kubo, quality. But if Takefusa Kubo comes to Liverpool, it'll be a very, very expensive transfer. And additionally, he will have to get to the grips that there's so much talent and so much quality in and around him. Salah will still be there, Lucho, Diaz, Jota, Nunez, Gakpo, all attacking positions, right? Elliott can play on the wings as well. And he's just going to have to bide his time to really cement his place as a Liverpool established star. Obviously, he's got the talent, right? But it's kind of like that De Bruyne at Chelsea and Salah at Chelsea aspect, in that he thinks he will be good enough to start every week, and he will need to prove it on his appearances. And obviously keep away Kate Gordon and Ben Doak and the up-and-coming stars of the future as well. And I don't know, he's not got a bad attitude, and he's not got real disciplinary problems. Just some actions are questionable. But hey, he's a great player, man. Don't be cussing my Takefusa Kubo. The lad's matured. He's doing it for Real Sociedad. If he comes to Liverpool, I'd back him 100%. Go on, Klopp. Takefusa Kubo. One for Liverpool FC? Maybe. But here's number 2. We know him. We love him. Ko Itakura. Because I mentioned it in the last video. Ko Itakura, number 2. Yeah, he could slot in straight away. Basically, Japanese players away at Asia Cup. We only need to survive January. Joe Maldini is okay at left back to cover. Hopefully doesn't get injured. We've got fairly okay options. Connor Bradley going there, Owen Beck going there in an emergency. You chuck a utility player like Curtis Jones. He's more than a utility player, but you know what I mean. The system will protect the player on that side, and they've got a function not to let the right winger do their thing, basically. You don't need to bomb it forward. You can be solid. Van Dijk will guide you through the game. Defensive midfielder will cover. Sexy Alexis will cover as well from defensive midfield position. It's a team effort to protect that left back if it is a immature left back, for example. So we just need to survive January until Endo, Salah, and Andy Robertson especially come back. Saying that, Takura, yeah, he's really good. He's solid. He's one that will come in straight away. Now, as I mentioned, away at the Asia Cup. However, the season won't end for quite a few months. He will come in and help us have that security and that platform to see us to the end of the season, barring injuries, cup appearances, late substitutions, aerial dominance and threat, discipline, holding line with Endo. He can step into defensive midfield. He can do that double pivot from defensive midfield position. He can play along the back line if you really need him to as well. Takura, great signing, cover for Matip, won't demand to start, great attitude, great work ethic, great player. I think he's better than Kim Min-jae, slightly. Kim Min-jae is good. Takura, enough said. He's ready-made. 26? I want to say 26 years old, something like that. Experience in the Bundesliga, knows Endo well. I think he captains Japan as well in the absence of Endo. Is he vice captain? I'm not sure. Who is the vice captain of Japan at the moment? I know Endo is captain, obviously. Captain Endo, Wataru Endo is one and only. Liverpool FC, man of the month. Finally getting his rewards. Love to see him get his appreciation. Reaping rewards for his hard work. He's got the courage, the confidence, and he's mean as well. So that only leaves one player left, the number one. You didn't see this one coming. In first place, the player that Liverpool FC should look at right now. Talented, charismatic, a real leader of men, a true team player with unquestionable football knowledge, flair, tactical acumen, hipster won't quit and thunder nips. Yes, this is number one, without a doubt, the player that Liverpool FC should sign. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite meet all of the criteria, as Liverpool want up-and-coming, high-potential Japanese stars of tomorrow. And your boy Sai's already a well-established superstar. I'd cost too much for them. Don't fit the criteria, unfortunately. I'd place Darwin Núñez. They're looking for a substitute player, right? Anyway, yeah, so I signed for non-league, J-League, non-pro, Lucha FC. But saying that though, they should sign me. I should be new director of football. I should be replacing George Schmatka in the summer. Yo, Jez Henry, give me a call, mate. At least like chief talent scout of Asia or something, I don't know. Anyway, this guy is a high potential youth for the future. Keep your eye on him. He is an absolute whiz kid. Who is your favourite Liverpool player? Soboslai? That's right. But yes, the number one signing that I think Liverpool FC should go all out to sign. Of course, it's Mitoma Kaoru-san, right? Mitoma Kaoru-san. Everyone knows him. You know him, I know him, we love him. He is amazing. He's down to earth. He's the perfect age. I think he's what, 26, 27? Must be 26 years old roughly. Lighting up at Brighton. Absolutely cutthroat, direct, change of pace, tempo. I know he picked up an injury, but wow, he's adapted to Premier League already. All the clubs in the world would love to have Kaoru Mitoma at their club. Cultured, great attitude, great personality, great background as well. Can make an instant impact, not just a rotational option. He could be a starter. Him, Wataru Endo, previously Mai Yoshida, Shinji Kagawa, Takumi Minamino, you know, Premier League idols, I would say, who represented themselves well in the Premier League. Kaoru Mitoma is of that class. He is the one that could probably transcend everyone else. Obviously, Endo is dominating at the moment, but you know, different kind of players. Endo's boss, absolute elite emperor boss in the middle, destroying other teams, absolutely laying down the marker for his team. You know, you follow me into battle and I'll lead you to glory. If you can't score, I will score for you, that kind of thing. But if we can't score, we need Mitoma, because Mitoma can score, and you know, he can literally run like a red arrow direct in behind the lines and off you go. His link-up play is excellent. He's got game intelligence. He can be a left-sided playmaker. He can be a left-sided out-and-out winger. He can be a left-sided inverted winger. He can probably play on right as well and cut inside. Mitoma is genius. What a superstar. He'll be super expensive, well-known quantity, but my goodness, would he be worth it, because the shirts, the commercial value, the acumen in terms of tactical play and flexibility, he is an ideal signing. Obviously, we're a bit loaded with left wingers at the moment. Don't know about Lucho Diaz's future, but if Lucho Diaz did want to depart for pastures new, let's say Barcelona, but they're skinned, they got no money. How can they get him? Who knows? Anyway, I think Mitoma would be the #1 signing for Liverpool as an outstanding player, a generational talent, well regarded by everyone already. But Koi Takura would probably suit our needs more at the moment. Hope you guys enjoyed that list. Miyazaki-man, Ichiban. If you haven't already, subscribe. Lots of content coming very, very soon. Got lots and lots of ideas for New Year. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Love to hear your comments below. Do you think anyone else should have made the list? Maybe Duan? Oh, and remember to like the video. Really, really helps get the video seen. I mean, I can't understate my appreciation for everyone who takes that second just to smash that like button. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Ja ne.